Again here, E2 picking the kids' bedroom and workshop to get the ball rolling. LunatiK on attack, bringing a very standard and unsurprising lineup. Blackbeard, Sledge, Thermite, Ash and IQ. Ash and IQ as a combo, more or less necessary on a map this small because of the speed they bring to the table, because how easy it is to quickly just run from spot to spot and trade kills when their opponents are starting to reveal themselves.
Especially in a bomb spot like this, having the aggressive gunplay, and once you get in upstairs, can really make a difference on pushing into that construction site or pushing into the kid's bedroom through the master bedroom. So I think we're going to see a lot of gunfights upstairs, especially from those guys.
Yeah, of course we're going to look for that Blackbeard on a window or somewhere.
Especially construction window or kid's window shooting across the construction.
5 seconds left.
Definitely very common.
So, in the last couple of seconds on the prep phase, E2 panicking to do the last final touches on their defense. Do get the windows cracked open at the backside of the stairs as Fluffy's now looking out towards the construction spawn for someone to come that way. He's a little bit too impatient to actually see the man. There were a couple coming that way. Cracks himself a little hole in the bottom of the kitchen door and has a look out at this angle instead.
Definitely likes to try and take those easy, cheeky peeks when he can get them and then back off.
No one coming at them though as Giatis tries to get one of his own, but is shut down by Turk, firing up in through that construction window right as Nyx gets onto it himself. Flashbangs coming in the back of the room, cracking out and getting off the trophy systems, now giving them a lot of fires through.
There's that Blackbeard on the window.
Yep, Kanal trying to come up the stairwell, but with a Desert Eagle in hand, getting through this Blackbeard shield is not going to happen. Gets into the corridor on the left, the C4 comes out, blows it up mid-air, but it's not close enough to either Turk or Nyx to do anything. Then backs away and drops down into the main lobby.
You see a common spot there on the right where a lot of people like to hide, and Blackbeard has a little trouble trying to get them out of there and behind the wood. So I think he's just trying to make sure that no one's hiding back there and weasel them out.
Turk gets Jovi down after Jovi does take Turk very low from that spot in the bathroom, firing it across towards the balcony and the vault spot that Turk was on. Fluffy then getting caught inside this room below them as he was trying to edge his way out the window, but Nyx catches him, prones in the corner, he's still down. There's GunHavoc trying to come outside, as you mentioned, but he's shut down from a good long range as well. Nyx finishes him off through the smoke, and they do get the plant down inside construction. Korn is the last man standing. He's stuck in the master bedroom, spins around in case there's a man behind him. He sees this and hears the shots, but Kevin doesn't need to peek around, he knows it. He's just holding the angle and keeping Korn pinned in this corner. Korn stands up, sprints across towards the main corridor. Fox is out on the tower by kid's bedroom, and Nyx comes inside. Desert Eagle to the face. Round number 1 successfully in LunatiK's hands.
A lot of good power plays there by Nyx on that Blackbeard, just putting a lot of pressure on that side of the map.
Oh, he was on one dig too.
Nice
cool,
shot.
Calm and collected.
That's how you play the Blackbeard.
Executes him as he tries to sprint through the corridor.
Definitely a bit of an aggressive push there, as I said. I expect a lot of that from them, and we'll see if Empire are ready to adapt to that and play aggressively as well. I mean, this is a map where you can't really play passively, with the ability for them to just jump out on you. Not a whole lot you can do to defend against that, except for hide on the roof.
So, now it's time for LunatiK to defend the same location. They just completely picked apart the Empire defense without really breaking a sweat from any kind of look on their faces.
We'll see if they can do the same thing on defense and probably hold a pretty aggressive defense. We do see the Kapkan coming out, so they are hoping to at least get some traps up in here. Maybe slow down Empire's push. If nothing else, maybe get a few cheeky kills. They're also bringing out a Doc, so they have Doc and Rook to kind of play some heavy roams upstairs here and just kind of move around and shoot whenever they try and push in the windows.
5 seconds to insertion.
A lot of droning out downstairs coming out from Empire, just trying to save their drones. They don't really want to come upstairs and lose those that early. They know they're going to need them to clear out that top floor.
A couple of shots coming through. Turk creating kill holes in from this walk-in wardrobe towards the corridor and towards the construction site. They've already made a hole here in this wall, which will stop the plant being placed exactly where LunatiK themselves placed it. Ready for that play. Kimballs and Nyx playing close together in the bathroom and in the master bedroom. Fox is out here on the little ledge from construction.
Take advantage of those peeks on anyone trying to move across to that construction window.
Bomb located by attackers. Attackers
See
recovered
Turk
the bomb.
guarding the kids' room from the outside as well. Classic play. Really going for that kids' room plant.
Yep. Fluffy up on the windows. Korn next to him with the diffuser in hand. Fluffy drops down, leaving Korn up there alone, watching in towards the walk-in wardrobe. He will then head up towards the roof and then go back down again. An intentional rappel up.
Always a little dicey to have your diffuser guy rappelling around like that, because once he dies, he just drops it, forcing them to go out into an area that's exposed to the kitchen door.
Turks thinking about peeking around, and as soon as his gun comes out, Korn starts to fire, so he heads back into safety. Fluffy, though, will go up to the window on the other side and take him out, as he does step a little bit too far around for him. Shots come through from Fluffy now as he sprays towards the bathroom. Kevin's taking a bit of a peek, but Korn is now inside and the plant is going down. Shots are rattling off the shield again, but the plant is still going out. Korn gets it down. It's now on the attacking team to just hold firm. One more comes in from the walk-in wardrobe. Fluffy misses his head though, and he will walk away this time. Underneath them, Nyx is trying to crack open the door, but IQ's already watching that spot. Gimbals takes down Joetivus. Nyx takes down Korn. They do get two of the players that are outside defending. Nyx coming out now underneath Blackbeard. He's turned away. Kevin has taken down every single kill, and suddenly with a smooth retake, LunatiK taking down every single defender. Knew exactly where each spot was going to be, exactly where each one was going to be holding. And we're already shut them all down with aggressive shots, despite having the numbers disadvantage. And then get inside to get the defuse.
I got to give Empire credit for making a kids plant almost working there. I mean, they came in hard. They defended it pretty well at first, but they just weren't able to hold their whole entire defense around that kids spot. They had a lot of the players distracting the other the other defenders on other spots on the map, giving them a lot of room to play in that kids room. But once the defenders were done with the other attackers there, they were just able to collapse back on them, and as you saw, move in behind and below Blackbeard. And Blackbeard repelling that window is a great defensive position, but not if they get below you like that, and it's pretty common to see that happen.
Yep.
Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Very aggressive play from LunatiK. We talked about previously, we talked about it with Xbox, in fact, on Monday, that not so many teams are prepared and practiced for after-plant situations. It felt there like LunatiK's entire plan was an after-plant situation.
Definitely a retake strategy, and that's one I think we're going to probably see from some more teams, as this worked pretty well. We do have
oh my
teams
lord,
C4ing each other, though.
Gun Havoc, C4's Joetivus down, or Joetivus down, sorry.
Not a great start for their defense.
Trying to blow that hole in the same wall that
5 seconds
was just
left.
used against them.
See, I'm putting a lot of holes in that kids room. You see it going across both of the walls in that corner above the stairs. Just tons of holes, trying to make sure they can try and cover it from the outside from that stairwell, and possibly from construction as well if they open up some holes.
Fluffy looking for that outside peek now towards the river docks. Doesn't get it this time around. Gun Havoc on the back stairs looking for a similar thing. Fox is coming up towards the stairs where he is. Gets out her little sensor and will take out that camera with ease. Gun Havoc looking now to throw out a second one straight away. Misses the window.
I think that was going to be a quick sacrificed camera at that point anyways.
Bomb located by attackers.
Fox definitely sure about it now. He's looking for the man to come up the stairs. It does go out. Goes straight onto the camera. Fox immediately hears it go out, takes it straight out again. Now Gun Havoc looking towards him, and Casey's coming up the ladder. He's trying to bait him up there with these.
Definitely using that gadget to actually find those cameras and make sure to shoot them.
But he's not going to work out.
You see the construction windows are already open. It's going to put a lot of pressure on them there to not actually walk into that room anymore.
Turk taking a bit of damage from that smoke. Nyx doing the same thing, has to back down, is now coming up.
See the Blackbeard on the window, looking for that corner right there. That's where they're going to come out and be able to put pressure on him. But there's no way to actually hit them from that angle. They've got to try and make some kind of peeker move at that point.
Jovi is at the back of construction. He's already taken very, very low by these two. They're trying to spray a couple more shots over. Nyx does take a little bit more there. A little bit of blood spurts out.
Seen a lot of these two-man attacks on these windows.
Again, Havoc does get Fox finally. Looking out towards that little tower by Kid's bedroom again. More shots rattling off Nyx's shield. This time coming out of Valkyrie's weapon. Jovi still prone down one end. Drone's coming in to look for him. Gun Havoc dodging the spray. Nyx is putting his direction. They do come in. Plant's going down from Kevin. Jovi gets it down by Nyx this time around. Kevin is actually just staying prone in the corner, and Korn will kill him off as he's in that walk-in wardrobe. Jovi's been down this time. Gun Havoc heading over, trying to stop the plant man. Shots coming in from the walk-in wardrobe. Nyx now trying to land shots that way, but will not land anything significant. Turk still in the window, can't really safely peek in. Corrects the wall below them and checks for anyone coming this way. He's going to go straight inside. Fluffy was coming to his left. Fluffy not needed though, as Gun Havoc will grab the kill. Gun Havoc now looking to come underneath Nyx. Nyx has to go inside. He does get in. Looking for Jovi with the Desert Eagle. Jovi gets revived by Doc though, and runs out of Desert Eagle ammo. Korn getting the final kill around onto Gimbals after Jovi takes down Nyx's Blackbeard. And he too holds far better this time around, using LunatiK's strategies stray back against them.
I think you saw some good aggressive play at the beginning from LunatiK, but they didn't have much of a follow-up once they couldn't get into that room. They didn't have enough additional pressure from the other sides. I think that's what Fox's job was to come around from the other side and do some more pressure. But once he got taken out, they were a little more focused on that construction window. And then Empire got a little antsy, and they got antsier, and it really turned on them when they weren't able to actually make something happen down to the last second.
Oh, time now for the next spot from LunatiK. Having successfully held the top floor, they got to choose a new one, and they do choose the split bomb site. Nothing too crazy or surprising there. I suspect we're going to see the same thing from E2 on their next defense round. We'll find out. But right now, there is still a one-round lead here for LunatiK, getting that 2-1 scoreline. So, can they hold it on? We'll see full reinforcements on the garage, then we'll probably see full reinforcements on this wall as well.
I imagine we'll see some batteries in addition to that.
Yeah, whether they get juggled or they just get placed, we'll find out. If they are just placed, the only thing to stop them is a Twitch drone. So it's a very, very important resource here for the attacking team.
They're definitely going to have to make sure to hold that storage area right there in the gym. Make sure that doesn't come around from behind.
5 seconds remaining.
See the cap can. I don't see if the traps have been placed just yet, but I imagine some traps will make sure that they are able to just rush down on them.
Fox has got a very early kill, firing out from the master bedroom onto Fluffy.
Ironic.
Blackbeard taken out straight away. Yep, Fluffy's tried it 2 rounds in a row now for that spawn peak kill and failed both times. First time Fox tries it, that's a kill.
Players being a little cordial about it. That's nice.
New feed active.
Some late cameras going up. That one's going to be useful, though.
Kevin,
A little
bit of
motivation.
inspirational speech for his team.
Thank you, Kevin. We will.
Tarek prone in the corner.
And Kevin's just waiting to do that bandit trick at this point, just being patient.
Yeah, he's waiting to come his way. He knows that if anything comes in that backside, it's his only threat. He can just keep it pinned. As you mentioned, the IQ gadget is really all it takes to stop him. Gotta kill out this little drone here that's actually going to come in and check all the other floors. It's going to get killed off before it can get anywhere near the batteries, to be honest. Nix does C4 into Kid's bedroom where Korn is. Peeks in afterwards and takes Korn down easily. They've also still got Jaeger on this floor as well. Here comes Gun Havoc's Twitch drone.
Does miss him.
Does. It's going to start zapping Fox, though. Fox is going to peek out in just a moment. How is Jaitovus not looking that way? Twitch drone just shocked him twice. Why is he still looking inside the main side of the building?
There must have been gunfire coming from across as well.
There wasn't. The only person on the floor is Nix, and he was in the construction too.
I'm not sure if you... I think you might have heard Gun Havoc drop right there. Definitely heard that.
More to the point, even if there was gunfire coming inside, why don't you just back away from the window and just look at construction? You've got a Twitch drone, you've got a teammate telling you there's someone in the construction about to pick the window on you.
Definitely a little bit of panic then.
Yeah, or just miscommunication of them not talking to each other is what I'm really feeling, to be honest.
Looked like Gun Havoc was trying to bait Fox there, but it didn't work. He just rotated around.
Gun Havoc then, now Twitch droneless, there's no way to get through that wall. They also don't have the thermite anymore, but he will kill Turk off at the back of the A site. Kevin comes around to try and get the trade kill, but it will not happen. Gun Havoc already backed up. Fox inside the pool table room. Gimbal's at the bottom of the main staircase. Fox turns his side on, but as Twitch turns to take him down, Gimbals peeks up again, and now Jovi is the only man standing. Nix has already leaped out of the window and gets himself a nice kill. Saw one in game 1, says I want one of them too. Outside of Kid's bedroom he comes, sprints straight across, and with a little bit of hesitation, gets the job done.
Not a surprising play from these guys. Very aggressive even on their defense, making a lot of moves. There was a couple times they almost got baited out a little bit, like Fox on that front door, but they managed to hold tight, especially because there was that cap can trap on the door. He didn't want to push it. Some really good holding in place when they needed to, and then being very aggressive once they knew the attackers were inside.
E2 looking to go with the more standardized bomb site, training room and garage, so purely the basement level. No split site for them.
Hopefully they've got some new strategies for this, as we've seen this played to death pretty much in Season 1.
Yeah, and I already feel like, I mean, it's very clear that LunatiK know this map. They have got plans in place. They expected E2 to do a lot of the things they've done, and they were ready for it.
I don't think
This
E2
map is
expected
something
them to take them.
everyone knows, and
Yeah.
if LunatiK have gone that step up and beyond, like they've done for every other bomb site so far, E2, this is not looking good.
Maybe E2's hoping that they changing up to something that's not the current meta will throw them off their game a little bit.
Maybe so.
Chances are, though, it's probably not going to go great.
Yeah, we'll find out. Jovi and Gun Havoc then on the floors above do start cracking open a couple of trapdoors and then some windows. sealing up the kitchen
Attackers recovered the
stairwell and then heading down.
objective is to locate a bomb and
The rest
defuse
of the team is already in the basement. Korn is looking to battery juggle here.
Getting a 5-man on site. Nowhere for Fluffy to peek this time.
He's also staying very safe inside. Korn's going to battery juggle the double wall. It's far safer to do than the triple. He also has to contend with the Thatcher though, so it's probably not going to work out his way.
I'm curious how the IQ will come into play here, but they probably didn't expect him to pick this particular bomb spot.
Nick's now edging forward and watching the dining room window that is being opened up and checking through the trapdoor above. Now makes his way up. He's going to look through the gap here towards the inside and where Bandit may be.
It's surprising they didn't play anyone upstairs. That dining room is usually one of the best threats against people pushing the garage, but without anyone up there, they can't really do a whole lot about this. Comes open easy. This is where Blackbeard, of course, shines. Being able to use these cars, use these other defensive things to just shoot through into the laundry room, shoot through to the car on the right. But there is a lot of kill holes there. Fluffy does get spotted as a pretty common spot to try and shoot underneath that boat, and I think they're expecting it. So Nyx is just going to try and take pot shots at him, seeing those kill holes there.
Firing through those kill holes, has already tagged him a couple of times. He does edge away. Gun Havoc getting the first kill though as he takes down Fox A upstairs, but Korn has been traded out as well. Fluffy inside, Gun Havoc getting down by Kevin now as he also tries to push in the IQ and Ash combo, using their speed, using their aggression inside. Comes very close to a couple more operators, doesn't see them as they're just around corners, but he gets his drone to safety now. Knows Jovi's down underneath him, sees Jitus on the stairwell. Where are you going to go from here?
They've got it pretty well mapped out by now. I imagine we're going to see a pretty heavy push.
Turk is looking down onto top of Jovi. He's going to come around the corner and pre-fire him down, had him droned and pinned in the corner. Now he knows that Jitus is in the corridor, and as he breaks the window open, or the door rather, it's an easy kill. Turk will take it, Fluffy now the last man, and he gets pistoled down by Kevin. Beautiful, beautiful play from LunatiK. Don't even need to go in that hard through the garage door. Empire were just not ready for that attack from inside.
I think, I mean, it could be strong to play 5-man on site, but in that situation, on such a well-known map and such a well-known bomb spot, not having anyone that can throw them for a loop upstairs is really going to make it hard. I mean, you saw at the end where they droned out the last 3 people and just pushed in and shot everyone. At that point, there wasn't anywhere for them to go. I mean, they were going to have to try and run upstairs at the most, but there's just nothing they could do. They don't have any roamers that can come in and help at the last second. Very easy to just drone them all out and make a super aggressive push like that.
Defenders, protect your
Definitely not the best strategy from Empire right there.
No. And now, with match point on the line, LunatiK are back up to the top floor. They held this very well in the first round, and now they've just got to do it once more.
We'll see if Empire's able to adapt. Turk being careful there not to C4 his teammate. Always a good idea. Catching that drone. They are droning upstairs a little bit more this time. You see some holes opening in the kids' room. Like I mentioned before, it's good to be able to defend that room from the outside. Using these stairs to your advantage like that can really help, especially as people push in and you're already roaming the stairs to defend against the kitchen.
5 seconds left before insertion.
It's very, very common as well to see in this master closet right here to reinforce one side and then blow open the other side with C4, giving you a good defense in there, but being able to shoot back at anyone that makes their way into the room. You definitely want some protection, but you need that access.
So we already see very aggressive shots coming out as Fox tries to preak a window again. This time, however, Gun Havoc will punish him for it.
Drone activated.
Both teams wanting to be a little aggressive and cheeky in here. I think there's a little bit of showmanship going on.
Attackers have recovered their defuse.
Jovi is droning the upstairs now, though. He's probably going to call it a couple of them. We might see a few attempted picks at some of these windows.
Giving another shot, but Fluffy's already up here on the kid's bedroom window. Sees that camera instantly. Looks on to the walk-in wardrobe. Not too close to it this time around, but the option there is enough to give him a little bit of thought. Korn is droning the kid's bedroom now. Sees so many holes.
It's got to be intimidating trying to enter a room like that. You see a lot of their strategy last time was based on entering and using that room.
Just got a little bit less intimidating as Gun Havoc lowers the numbers of defenders down by 1 more. Now there's just the 3 of them left inside. Turk is in the walk-in wardrobe. Does get droned out. Nick's inside the bathroom. Knows he's got Twitch on the window right next to him. And Kevin here in construction. And she has Fluffy on that construction window. Not sure that Fluffy really knows he's in here.
I think if Fox was alive at this point, he'd probably be running out that front door, shooting him in the bottom, but...
They did try it last time around. They pushed this window. Didn't work out then, but as you say, he's dead already.
Oh, he's the
Checking
fear
up
that
in.
corner.
Gun Havoc is at the front door, cracked it open, and now checking his drone a little bit. Jovi still outside watching the kitchen doorway, make sure no one can come out underneath corners. He's thinking about going inside kid's bedroom. Changes his mind. They've still got a minute 20, which on a map this small is even longer than it is on others. Jitus also now watching this stairwell, and hey, it's time for LunatiK to hold on tight.
It's 5-3. They're definitely going to have to try and pick off 1 or 2 of them before the push happens.
Yeah, they now know Kevin is in this corner. There we go. Turk getting taken down inside the walk-in wardrobe by Blackbeard over from the construction wall. They don't know he's down, but they can be comfortable with it. Nick's still in the bathroom. Is going to be no help towards the bomb sites when they finally come. Kevin throws that smoke up close and is going to use it as cover. The diffuser goes down in kid's bedroom. Kevin gets behind these planks of wood using that as cover, but to be fair, there's nothing for cover from. Fluffy's already moved. Now he realizes that. He's got to think about getting inside this site. They have revived Turk. Nix is also now in the walk-in wardrobe. Kevin is still pinned in construction and thinks there's man on this window. LunatiK, as we said before, did have a retake plan in mind, but they had far more people alive for that. Now they're trying to do it again, and Turk's already taken a beating. Comes out, turns the wrong way, and he's getting shot from both angles. Twitch is already behind him. Nix goes down at the same time. Kevin going out to now try and get behind Twitch, falls down to the floor below. He's going to be detected in a second, and 3 guns are trained on him when he comes around the corner. Good round for E2. They're not down and out yet. 4 rounds to 2.
Definitely felt like LunatiK lost a little bit of momentum by those early picks. Fox getting picked early is not a real big surprise, as he'll generally throw his life away for a few kills if he can. But the other guy getting picked, Gibbles, really kind of hurt their defense, as they didn't have that retake plan, like you said. They just weren't ready to be able to get back in there. And then too many gunfights outside the site, and leaving him trapped in that, Nick's trapped in the construction, with that sunlight glaring in his eyes, really made it hard for them to actually make any kind of coordinated move. That was a good adjustment by Empire.
Defenders, protect your bombs from
Now it's time for them to hold that same bomb site. They've got to go back upstairs. They've had mixed success here with a couple of adjustments, adapting many aspects of LunatiK's own strategy against LunatiK to make sure they held it.
Hopefully they're not going to C4 each other this time. They're just opening up a bunch of different holes in the kids' room like you saw before, making sure that they have a good defense for that room.
located a bomb.
Did make sure he was clear that time before C4ing that wall.
Yes, that's a bit better.
And they still are a little late on opening up the master closet and reinforcing it. So hopefully they'll get a chance to do that before this is over. We'll see if Fluffy's going to go for that window. It looks like he might. Nope, he considered going for that window peek for just a moment there. May instead go for a peek onto the docks.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Towards that window, does crack it, but just runs back into safety.
Just trying to fake it.
Yep. Meanwhile, Gun Havoc is on the back edge again, throwing a couple of cameras out, closing and opening windows.
And they've got to expect that camera at this point. It looks like it went a little bit different direction though.
Yep. It's a slightly different spot, but Fox has his gadget.
It's good use of that, not just using the gun, but actually trying to make sure he finds those cameras, especially the ones outside. With a map this small, knowing where the ones outside are makes a lot more of a difference, as they can actually use those to come out like you've seen multiple times.
Corn looking straight into
The sun, I guess.
God's arsehole again, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
Looking for the silhouette more than anything else. Gun Havoc taking a bit of damage as he peeks down towards kitchen. Now has to go straight into hiding as Nix is on that window. Doesn't see him get in there and allows him to get proned. Grenade goes across towards the corner. Doesn't get far enough. Now Gun Havoc stands up. He takes Turk down. The grenade will fall harmlessly to the floor underneath Nix though. He gets safely into the side corridor now too. The shots will rattle off of Blackbeard's shield. He does tag Gun Havoc back through the wall, but again, he's out and alive, and that's the main thing here. He too.
I'm surprised
a strong hold for this.
Surprised Gun Havoc didn't try and work out that pool window, maybe at least bash it open, make Blackbeard a little worried that he could jump out there with that shotgun.
Gibbles taking Gun Havoc down for the first kill for the attacking team. Tries to peek out through this front door. Gun Havoc finally put down his reign of terror over. Fluffy, they're watching the kitchen door from dining room. Korn still here inside the walk-in wardrobe. Jovi inside construction, finally realizes he's not so pinned. Does get back to behind these logs now as Nix is back on the window, though he can't move from much further from here. Nix realizes he's there though and gives him a chance to edge back into the corner. Jitus in master bedroom watching through onto construction.
Jitus wants to make sure that no one really comes in that master bathroom flank so that he could try and cover as much of this side of the map as he can. But it doesn't really stop people from coming up those stairs, but it's a little dangerous to come up those stairs, so not so common. checking all the cameras, just making sure that you can spot anyone they can to make a little more aggressive defense at this point.
Korn from the walk-in wardrobe does take down the plant. It was Kevin as he tries to come in and plant in that same spot they did before.
It's not working out. It is 3v3 though, so there's still a chance this could happen.
Yeah, Fox managed to pick up kill onto Korn. Now
Was spotted there.
Yep, using his speed to get in through the floors below. Walk-in wardrobe. Yeah, going to spray out through that hole, and he's going to know exactly where you are. Kimballs does take down the kill onto Korn, actually, despite Fox pushing in, but Jitus now the last man standing, and he gets Fox gets Jitus in through that bathroom as soon as he comes around the corner, and that is it. That is map number 1 in the books. LunatiK, ultimately a rather slow and passive end, despite the way we expected it to go.
Yeah, that aggression got adjusted to a little bit by Empire. They had to slow things down at the end. But it was some nice angle holding there by Fox as he worked his way up the stairs, taking out just a few people, picking the right angles, catching people as they were doing things like shooting out. It was a good last set of kills there.
But it does get the job done. Nick's 7-3-2. Blackbeard just does not want to die. GunHavoc did everything he could, 9-5, but ultimately with I think barely 9 kills on the rest of his team combined, it was an uphill battle for him, and the scoreline showed it. 5 rounds to 2. LunatiK picking house. We talked about how rare it is for a team to do that. If they do it, they must have had something quite special in mind.
And, we did see that.
Yeah, they definitely had something lined up. There were a couple of adaptions and adoptions from E2, picking up LunatiK strategies to get themselves a couple of defense rounds on that top floor, namely that C4 in the wall, which they clearly weren't practiced on because they killed each other with it to begin with. So they weren't ready for that to happen. They were actually looking for something else. And then we, of course, saw a couple of other small changes here and there to positions, kill holes from the walk-in wardrobe and whatnot, which allowed them 1 defense round on that top floor. But LunatiK, again, straight up experience of that bomb site themselves, just coming back and taking control of it.
I liked Empire at least trying to do the classic bomb spot. It's just unfortunate, it just really didn't work out for him in that case. I mean, it's a dangerous thing to do, to pick something that's so well experienced by another team, especially a team that's willing to just play aggressively on it. And then I don't think they really played it to the best of their ability.
This kill still surprises me completely. Like, Twitchering comes in and shocks Fox in that corner, and it's like, yeah, just peek around, it's fine. GunHavoc here, after they do break open the garage door and really limit the movement of E2 inside because of that Blackbeard outside, he just uses it to drone in and sprint round and reposition inside with a lot of speed, and with his pistol in hand takes down Jitus after Turk actually kills the kill and then finishes down the last one.
It was just unfortunately he revealed himself right at that moment to get wallbanged through that closet, and this was a good angle hold, expecting someone to be in that last room. I'm sure he was called out at that point.
He just killed the guy from this. They knew he was in the room. They knew they could then send Blackbeard inside to the plant, and he had to come through that doorway or at least peek it. And it's a free and easy shot for Fox. Now, though, the teams are ready, and we're heading into Kanal, map number 2. This is the one you really wanted to see, and well,
I think this will be good.
Let's see how it goes. It is going to be E2 on attack and LunatiK on defense for round number 1. And let's see then.
I would love to see someone try Coast Guard on this, just as a defensive spot once.
We've seen it from Xbox a couple of times, yet to see it really from a PC team.
Yeah, I'm not sure anyone's really figured out a good way to hold it, especially with so many windows, really just opening up access to the room. Not too surprising their loadout based on how they were playing before, but we do see Jovi running the IQ this time, as opposed to Fox. I mean, a different team, but good adaptation. Pretty common to run the thermite here, especially since you're going to want to blow open these walls and this pillbox here. Everyone pretty much starts on this bomb spot. This is the one that's the easiest to defend, but it's been played out pretty heavily at this point, so there's a lot of attacking strategies for it that work pretty well, especially once you get that box open there, as Turk was just reinforcing. We'll see he's actually going to do the bandit trick or not. I mean, there's a lot of ways to counter it now from below. It's not as easy to pull off as it used to be, as there's not a lot of ways to protect your bottom area.
Yeah. So, see how the attack does form. The early games of the meta was everything around this wall. Then we saw players switch up and start to come this way a little bit for early on. Now we're seeing players go back to pressuring this wall just from slightly different positions before they thermite it. So let's see what the plan is. LunatiK sends Nix outside to throw his camera up onto this lamppost, but he misses and it lands on the floor. Gets back inside and seals the door up safely all the same. And E2 make their way forward. LunatiK with just the 2 players left in the bomb sites as Kevin is one of the players downstairs with an early peek outside, kills Jovi off pretty quickly. Gun Havoc though trades back and takes Nyx down, so their Valkyrie is gone. But they did lose their IQ. Gun Havoc's now on the back windows, and those shots are going to miss from Kevin to begin with. He had a clean headshot, but was a little bit too cautious. Gun Havoc trades a little bit damage back, but it's just over, or just under rather, half his health dealt.
We do have Fox hiding over in Coast Guard, which is something I see from a lot. I'm wondering if they're going to actually expect it or if they're going to drone it out. In ESL time, when you only have 3 minutes, it's actually very difficult to drone out Coast Guard properly and make sure you're secure from behind. So you see a lot of teams just forgetting to do it.
Kevin's still downstairs. He does have Ash coming into the right-hand side, and she braces her way through the door, giving him all the time he needs to turn and shoot him. It's an easy kill as Jitus hadn't even brought his gun back up, but as he tries to come back out, Korn's ready for it. He got that angle, saw the feet first, and shut him down with ease. Fox is sprinting back across that other building, gets drone to come straight back again, goes down towards the garage. Can just wait down here until the push starts to come in, then he can peek out to the repelling players. He just needs the team to tell him when to go for it, because right now the teams are going to be looking for that kind of spot. Gun Havoc still on the lower levels, Fluffy still on the windows to be looking towards Connector. Just going to hold firm. Standing up on that ledge actually exposes more of his body.
It's definitely a common spot for Blackbeard to play. This one as well. It's very difficult to hit him when he's on this window because the only place you can sit in that room where you really have an angle on him is from between the desk rack, and that's not a good place to be able to hit Blackbeard with his shield.
Fox then checking the cameras outside, looking for the repelled players before he peeks out and knows not to do so yet. Turk spraying across towards the other building. Gibbles is still here in the connector with a hole through the floor below him.
Most
and
likely
a
for
crawl hole
sound.
towards the backside.
Bomb located by attackers.
Fluffy drones in and the drone gets away with it, and Gimbles is cautious about trying to kill it. Doesn't reveal himself and it actually lets it get away because of it. Meanwhile, back outside, Fluffy is still on his camera, now looks towards the connector just as Rook ducks away and hides. Sees the trophy system comes in, sees the stairs, will miss Fox. Fox goes prone, but now that gives Bandit time to peek from the upstairs and Gimbal's time to peek from the connector, and it is 2 quick peeks resulting in a kill. Korn will return a kill onto Turk though, taking that Bandit down, but Gimbal's takes Korn out. Now Gun Havoc's the only man standing. He's got 2 to find and 25 seconds on the clock. He doesn't have the diffuser and he's got to get right upstairs and through all of this barbed wire. He knows Jaeger's in this corridor. Finally realizes the cameras are looking straight at him. He hasn't killed either of them. Jaeger has no reason to peek now. Just going to wait for the barbed wire. Here it comes, he comes around, and it's a pre-fire from Fox to an easy headshot. LunatiK win round number 1 on defense and get the ball rolling here for Kanal.
It was a nice attempt trying to pre-fire Fox right there, but with the barbed wire, I don't think there was a way he could have pulled it off unless Fox just whiffed the shot. But it was a good try.
Only option would have been to perhaps sprint in and then crouch immediately. Maybe that first bullet wouldn't go into his head and give him the chance, but yeah, that's a long, long shot. Definitely wouldn't have got the second kill in the time.
No, it probably would have got shot from behind right after.
True, yeah.
I mean, you could see a little bit of hesitation as he tried to decide which way to approach. You know, he saw the barbed wire. He knew he only had 20 seconds left. The cameras were spotting him. He didn't really have a good place to rotate around, as that was the only stairwell without going out and rappelling all the way up, which probably would have taken just as much time as he was hesitating to make that decision.
So, time now then for the same bomb site being defended by E2. Both of these teams have shown a affinity to window peaks on house. We did then get one from Kevin at the start of this round. You talked about how Fluffy is keen for doing a similar kind of thing, but he's not really running the most peak-friendly operator here in a shotgun castle.
Yeah, we'll see where he puts those castles. It looks like he's probably going to do the windows, trying to make sure that they just can't shoot through the windows from the top of that brick building. A pretty common strategy for pinning down defenders in that A site.
10 seconds left before insertion.
We do see Turk running Buck as well, which I'm not sure what it's going to do. I mean, you're not going to get a lot of floor play unless you're trying to attack from below. Although I have seen LunatiK, where Jovi's at right now, do a lot of shooting from that kitchen below to that floor where he's hiding behind that desk to make sure no one can hide in that room there.
So let's see what the beginning is. There's 3 players for E2 upstairs. Gun Havoc has occasionally done some spawn peeks, but not again this time around. He's playing on the middle floor now with Fluffy, as they're still doing a couple of bits of setting up for their defense. But ultimately they're now about to come under pressure. Let's look Turk then and watch what he does with this Buck. As you were unsure, does drone in and find one man, Castle, inside the map room before he loses his drone. He's now looking to head on up into this corridor. He's finished shooting it open, but Gun Havoc's going to come around the corner while he's looking way too high, and down he goes. Turk finished off, so Buck going to get nothing done. Nyx comes up to the back windows behind B then. He's looking to break these open. If he fires through, he will find Jaeger in just a moment, but he's cautious of the room to his right first. behind servers.
Looks like they failed to open that window well. Usually you want to bash open that window a little bit.
That's client side, so they may see out of that hole.
Excellent.
Attackers dropped in.
That, however, is not good for him. Firing out the window, Jitus gets a headshot straight underneath and nicks his shield. Jovi now at the back of the servers, knowing he's safe. He may easily UFC. Yeah, you can see out that hole. Look at that. There's no way he's filled up.
It's 5v3 for the defenders here. Not looking good for the attack on LunatiK.
Now, Gun Havoc is low on health here, but ultimately still alive. As you mentioned, we've seen teams and players of lower health do just as much damage as a player on 100 HP. Gimbals drones in and finds Bandit on the other side of this wall, and now that there is no way for him to take out those charges, he cannot even hope to trick that wall. Blow it open. Kevin's still droning below, looking for Fluffy, droning in towards the sealed room. Gun Havoc has been down, but that was by a teammate to now revive him. Finds Fluffy in here inside the CCTV room. Kevin now knowing that he's safe, sees Fluffy coming through and does spray him through the wall after seeing his feet. Careful that he's not being dropped in on behind. A nice flick around to that drop straight away. No one there.
Now this is going to give him the access to Ash, that floor, as I was saying right here, on the roof, if he decides to do that, to make it much harder to sit behind that desk. It doesn't look like he wants to do that just yet, though.
Fox peeking the top of the stairs, but not aiming far enough to the right-hand side, and that allows Gun Havoc to deal so much damage to him. He's now incredibly low. Do they have the time for a revive? Not really. Kevin's miles away. Gimbals is even further away. He's looking into the B site. Kevin now looking to try and rappel out to join him on the window. Fox going to drone up as well. Kevin cautious of that server rust on his right-hand side. Jovi is still cautiously there. He's going to crack the windows and look back again. Edge is up now. He's going to go straight into the room very quickly away. Looking towards Connector as soon as he comes in. Doubts where Jovi is. He does get the headshot. Gun Havoc has killed Fox off, but he gets turned on by Gimbals, and LunatiK somehow win that round with seconds to spare.
Well played by Kevin and Gimbals. I think they did most of the killing at the end there. There wasn't a lot of stuff going on.
Fox did nothing.
Poor Fox.
I mean, yeah, sounds bad. Like he just got killed off by Gun Havoc very quickly. That extra couple of seconds of Gun Havoc not shooting him then meant that, yeah, that was enough time for Gimbals to spin around and then get the shot he needed, instead of Gimbals being insta-popped by Gun Havoc. So, yeah.
All about that teamwork.
Yeah.
Taking one for the team.
Taking one for the team, exactly that. But hey-ho. Beautiful shots and predictions coming out for those players repelling in. Gimbals coming through one way, getting the guy on the other side, the Bandit that he knew was sitting there at that Bandit wall from earlier on. Then the same thing from Ash coming in, knowing that Jovi was most likely going to be in the connector. Gets a good shot onto his head as soon as he's finished repelling. And then yes, Gun Havoc, the only one they were a little bit unsure about. He kills Fox, and the time it takes him to do that, it gives Gimbals time to spin around, and with a little bit of luck involved, quick headshot.
It was a good idea rotating back up to help his teammate instead of trying to push downstairs still. We do see them having to go, of course, because they won the defense upstairs, having to push down here to the kitchen and projector room. It does look like they're going to reinforce that jail wall. Some teams will C4 it to give them access into the security room. Some teams will reinforce it like that. It is a bit risky leaving it open, so it looks like they want to play a little more safe. You're going to see a lot of players probably up top. Once the top is taken, it makes it much harder to hold the down below, as a lot of holes will come in the floors, the trapdoors will open. So I think we're going to see a lot of people playing up top here. And Turk reinforcing pretty much like as if he was going to defend the top, as if it were a bomb spot. Fox helping with those reinforcements as well. See mostly a construction push. Most common bomb spot. Kevin actually manages to take out, or Gun Havoc managed to take out Kevin early.
Yeah, Kevin tried to do that peek again. This time Gun Havoc comes out on top. He's going to need to get down and revive, though. He's incredibly low on health. He'll jump off this roof here.
Good use of the verticality. This is going to slow them down a little bit. Not a good start for the game, but it is good to take out at least one person before you get there, especially Smoke. Smoke being a critical late game player sometimes.
Yeah. An extra couple of seconds. Less so on this map in some situations, just because of how big the entranceways to these bomb sites can become, but hey-ho, a kill's always a good thing to get.
Definitely. See Twitch just looking for anyone they can find that might be trying to guard from below here.
Blackbeard getting a couple of shots rattled off his shield here by Gimbals inside the map room. Gimbals ultimately just trying to play the luck game.
Blackbeard just trying to find anyone he can. This is not a spot where he can be rushed out from below as easily, but still risky to hang out on any of these windows.
The rest of his team trying to attack the floors above. Put the pressure on from that way. Havoc now comes right up the top and will rappel across to join the rest of his squad.
Of course, all this time spent up here is time they can't spend actually trying to get the diffuser down.
Gibbles and Fox, the only two players actually down in the objective room now. Nix and Turk still on the floor above, just waiting to reflect any kind of pressure coming this way.
Luckily, they do have that trapdoor to rotate back down if they need to defend the site.
Havoc taken out by Turk. Very nice shot by him. Peeks around the corner, straight onto the head already. Cautious of the next man coming to the same spot, but it won't be as Nix takes down Jitus inside what would be the B room, the server room, as Fox gets cornered as well. So LunatiK, despite losing the man early on, is now suddenly in a 4 versus 2 advantage. Fluffy on this window cracks another one open, takes a beast in from behind the bomb inside, and they're going to be very happy with those shots. He turns the other way, thinking there's a man on the sky bridge as Gibbles peeks out and gets the kill. Jovi will finally get Fox, but now that it's 1v3, they're not going to be too bad at him dying. He's given away position of his, given away info of his position rather, and now has to go around and collect the diffuser.
Luckily, he's a fast operator, but just
Prone
him
on
versus...
the corner is Bandit. Out behind him is Nix, and Nix goes prone and immediately gets the kill. LunatiK with round number 3 on the board are looking very comfortable to take this series 2-0 right now.
There's some pretty good plays. I'm honestly surprised to see the attack fall apart the way it did. Generally, it's a little risky to peek the windows as a defender on this map. There's a lot of pressure that could come from multiple angles outside of the windows, especially with the brick building. But you saw the defenders actually turning those into most of their kills. You know, people peeking windows. You saw Blackbeard get killed on the window. You saw Twitch get killed on the window. They were really using the windows against the attackers who were just trying to poke at them at that point. It just didn't work out the way they were hoping. Nicely played by LunatiK.
So up to the top floor go Empire's next defense attempt. They came very close last time around, but LunatiK with some beautiful shooting on their final push manages to secure it. Has that put E2 on tilt, or are they going to be able to successfully continue this round and actually get one on the board, or will LunatiK have learned from their mistakes and not be in such a painful position this time around?
Hopefully E2 will have learned from their mistakes on this one and at least take one defensive round to make this a little more interesting.
Setup coming through.
Opening up the trapdoors, of course, so they can rotate. You see them reinforcing that one trapdoor there in the B site, though, so that they can sit on that spot, because if that spot gets ash from below, as I mentioned before, on the kitchen, that's the only other spot you can sit safely in the room that the windows can't easily see you. But it does expose you a lot more to the windows on the north side of the building.
Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb. Attackers drop the
Here come the attacking team. This time around, no one doing too many crazy outside peeks, apart from Havoc here on the car park, checking towards construction with his camera first. Threw it out and is now just looking straight out towards construction.
Those outside cameras are really starting to come into play in the meta to make sure that you know the approach of the attackers.
Kimball's coming up the stairs. Here we go. It's a free shot, but Kimball saw the door open and was ready for it. Gibbles with the first kill of the round, then taking Havoc down. He's tried those aggressive outside plays through window peeks and then similar things like that in a couple of times, but LunatiK are ready for it. Now IQ downed as he tries to sprint inside. Jovi will seal the kill as she's downed on the floor right in front of him. Korn pistols the body a couple of times just to be sure, but he's low now from it himself. It's a 1-for-1 now in the terms of the whole round.
Jovi just scared of those windows as well. Crawling around.
Yeah, scared of shots from the other roof, and rightfully so. Fluffy is actually out there, right on top, waiting to come out through the window. Holding off for a moment. Jovi stands up. Kevin is repelled on the window to his right-hand side. Those shots just missed Jitus' head. Cautious of the server behind. Fluffy does peek out from the other building, takes Gibbles down. Jaeger sprints across the gap and he will get taken down by Kevin. Still cautious of Jovi peeking the server. Here's it break. He's low. Gets a good headshot on Jovi. Jovi was expecting him a bit higher than that, and he was ready and listening for it. Looks for the next man to peek. Meanwhile, Jitus is still downed inside server.
Maybe just use him as bait at this point.
Yeah, Nix is already covering the gap. He's looking and making sure they're not reviving him, so they don't need to worry about rushing down the kill onto him. Turk still on the floor below. Let's watch this Buck. He's been alive a little bit longer this time than he has before. You want to know what he's doing?
That's what he's doing.
That's what he's doing. Up from below. Kevin finally kills Jitus off. Fluffy now coming up from the garage just as the grenade comes his way. Does go off without dealing too much damage to him. He had all the time in the world to duck away from that. Kills the drone out. Now Korn's in connector. The shots from Buck underneath are taking him low. Kevin, though, inside with Nix, inside server now. Korn coming through from connector. Ash already knows where he is. He peeks around the corner, C4 in hand. Ash is going to get tagged low from it, but the speed helps to get away. Now he pushes forward and he's ready for Bandit. Fluffy coming through connector now. Does get the kill on Kevin himself. So it's now Fluffy versus Nix. in a 1v1 where Nyx has a lot more health and a shield in front of his face. Fluffy's got to get the defuse. Heads into the corridor. He's on the drone camera right now. As soon as he gets past the window, Nyx is there for him. Round number 4
Well done.
does go over to LunatiK. Turk gets a bit ahead of himself and calls GG, but there's one more round they got to win yet. But the way it's going, can't help I disagree with Turk.
It was a good drone position at the end there. Like, I mean, obviously Fluffy could have taken it out, and he probably should have, because as soon as he walked there, you know he's going to call it out, and Blackbeard's just going to take that shot.
The question is, did he see that drone?
Yeah.
I'm guessing not.
The red lights usually give it away, but the barbed wire is a little bit of a distraction there, as he was probably concerned more about the window than about the drone.
Yeah.
And that's why when it's the late game like that, you don't have a lot of people left alive, and you're trying to defend the fuser. Drones are a lot more critical than people usually expect. Being able to have dead people watching for you so you can defend that diffuser safely from a position far away from it is invaluable, as we just saw.
All right, LunatiK, time for you to defend. Top floor again. It was round number 1. You did it successfully. You're yet to lose this bomb site at all. It is all now about this one again, now to try and hold it and seal the map. You'd get all 3 points from this series, having won the first map as well, 5 rounds to 3.
Having won this so successfully before, I don't imagine they're going to change up a lot about their defense. But we do see them bring in Castle this time and taking a page out of Empire's book.
What I do see, and it kind of scares me a little bit, to be fair, and I hope they don't for their own sake, is a little bit of overconfidence and aggressive window peeking themselves.
I think
to
that's
try and get this finished quickly, and it just backfiring on them.
that is a common thing for them. I mean, generally this team tends to get a little bit cocky sometimes, but obviously...
There it is. Fox already looking straight out towards the boat spawn. No one coming in that direction though. No one spawned over there at all. Gun Havoc on the right hand side is going to edge his way over the back of the entire map. Gets in towards the garage, but of course not exposed to any windows there. Turk is still here battering the front edge. Nyx checking his camera, sees 4 players over by construction, and will have seen Gun Havoc sprinting the other way as well. Feeding information to his squad. Right, Blackbeard up on the balcony. Jitus has gone down towards the garage. It's around one corner now, looking for the next man to come up the stairs. He knows that Blackbeard is above him. There's Thermite heading up towards his home, and Gun Havoc rappelling up towards that similar kind of spot.
Just watching that, just calling it out to his teammates, that's a good way to do it, to make sure that you don't have to sit there and give them old information.
Gun Havoc's already taken a beasting word of damage as he tries to rappel up in that side window. Jitus is now running around by garage, has come to join him. But if you see over in the other building, who is it?
Fox, I'm sure.
Fox?
Definitely
Yes, it
Zemo.
is. Peeks out the backside, looking for a player rappelling on any of them. No one there, but they have managed to down Gibbles inside the server room. But Nyx, with a deagle, finishes Korn off. Peeks out at the rappelling player and gets that killed, so Gibbles is going to get revived. Fox is still in the other building, kills off a drone. Kevin on the stairs with his shotgun in hand, waiting for what's coming his way. Jovi tags him from the window, but he gets back on his drone afterwards. Still sees the 2 players out there on that balcony.
I think that camera's going to play a big part in this.
It already has. I think it's what allowed Nyx to get the kill he did on Korn. That's the Thermite gone already, which is a big deal. Gun Havoc inside has a kill hole in towards the bridge. Kevin takes Jovi down for a second kill on the defending team. Fluffy running around on the floor level, coming up towards the windows. Fox is still in that other building. Yes, he killed the drone, but they clearly weren't looking at it when it died, and they're not sure about it being dead now. Fox heads out towards the windows as Nyx gets another kill onto Jitus. He's going to peek on out. He's going to see that rappel on the window, and it's an easy shot for Fox. Gun Havoc now has less than 5 HP, and he's the only man standing. 50 seconds on the clock. He's got to kill 5 people. I can't help but feel this is over.
He's pretty much going to use those stairs, and it's not going to work. I mean, he could rotate and rappel around, but we saw before this kind of hesitation where he's just not sure which direction to go. He's got 40 seconds left, but he's not doing anything with it yet. By the time he decides, oh, very close.
Didn't see the castle run across the doorway in front of him, and now as soon as he shoots the floor, he gives his position away. Fox will get the last kill of the round. That is 5-0. Now they can call
Nicely
GG's.
done.
And it is a whitewash in favor of LunatiK. 5 rounds to 0 on the second map, 5 rounds to 3 on the first map, which is a little bit closer. But that's house, to be fair. That's kind of expected.
Yeah.